I mean, 4 turnovers. It happens. That's why, I mean, when I see something like that and there's 4 turnovers in one game and you haven't been turning the ball over all year, I never go crazy on shit like that. It's not a trend. Those 4 turnovers, it's just not a trend. I wouldn't shit the bed on that stuff. Dude, if you're turning the ball over 10 games in a row, twice a game, then you got a problem. The Cowboys had to play like Barrett says. I'm going to bring him on here in a minute. Barrett said this exactly. Hey, man, they had to play the perfect game to beat you. And you lost by 6. And you turned the ball over 4 times. Dude, the Dallas Cowboys, I come out of that game going, I don't have any different opinion of the Eagles at all. I don't. Now I do because of personnel issues. Let's bring in Barrett Brooks. Barrett, am I right when I say that? I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I came away from that Cowboy loss doing this. Well, backup quarterback could turn the ball over 4 times. I mean, I didn't have any lesser opinion of the Eagles at all.
You're not supposed to be close, though. You're not supposed to win.
48 hours after that, though, Barrett, with the loss of the Lane and all that, I kind of did, but give me your sense. And by the way, hopefully you had a great holiday, brother.
You too, man. You too, man. You and the family also. The reason why I'm late, I'm using that late. The reason why I am late is there's news that Jalen Hurts practiced. He practiced today. Took the 1 reps. So, I had to, do a little hit with that, man. But that changes things immensely on how they approach this game. I'm still kind of up in the air about what they're going to do with the offensive line. If it was me and my, quarterback was going to play, my starting quarterback was going to play, I think I would move Jordan Mailata over and then play Dillard. At this point, they haven't had anywhere to play hush-hush about it. I think they still have a lot of confidence in Driscoll. But I wouldn't chance it. And, with Jalen Hurts, if he's practicing, that means he's going to play. You know what I mean? Because you're not going to be able to hold him back. But you're right. I mean, looking at this Dallas team, I thought that Dak Prescott played the perfect game. After he threw that interception, he was 19 for 19.
Oh.
So, he played the best game of his life in all actuality. He converted a 3rd and 30. I mean, that's the farthest. That's his farthest throwing ball in his entire career. That's the farthest he's ever thrown it in his entire career in a game. So he played the perfect game and only won by 6 points. I didn't, I was still pissed off, but it didn't put me in a sense that, all right, they're the better team. To me, the Eagles are still the best team in the NFL. But the Lane situation, I think, Coach Stoutland, offensive line coach, is a great coach, and he'll have those guys ready. But I think they'll go ahead and beat this Saints team and get two weeks worth of rest for their starters.
Barrett, you obviously 12 plus years, but change my philosophy and thinking why I disagree with why you would want to move Mailata here. And follow me and tell me if my thinking is flawed. If I got a right-handed quarterback and my right tackle's out, at least I get the sense of knowing where pressure's coming from and I get to see it. If I take my other tackle, who's my second best tackle, and put him in the front, and then I put my lesser guys on my blind side with an injured quarterback, I mean, to me, Jalen's blind side is the more important side to protect right now because he can get away. He can get out the back door, the front door, the side door if there's pressure. Plus, you can leave Goddard in and to help him when it comes to pass protection, or even Miles Sanders. He's really been great this year on pass protection. Tell me why I'm flawed when I say that.
This is why, because Dillard is a starting left tackle in the league. Dillard is definitely a starting left tackle. Driscoll is not a starting tackle in the NFL. He's a great backup tackle. So when I say I'm gonna move Dillard in, Dillard will play left tackle. He's been more than serviceable, but he's played very well on a high level. Driscoll hasn't played at that level. He can't get to that level. Reason I say move Jordan Mailata over, Mailata's played the right tackle position, started the right tackle position for a number of years. He was in and he was that swing tackle for him. So it wouldn't be hard for him to make that transition and be to be a right tackle going forward. So he's had that before. He's started there before, and there'd be a comfortability with him being there. He would be very comfortable with being starting a right tackle. So I would want my best 5 out there when I have my starting quarterback there. Yes, you see what's going on in front of you when you have Jack Driscoll there. You can see him coming, but I don't want that to come. I know that I could put Jordan Mailata there and lock it down and wouldn't nobody come. I know on the left side, Dillard will be fine there, and you won't have to worry about him messing up in the backside. He's become a good starting left tackle. So I would have my best 5 on the field as opposed to being 4.5 or 4 and a possible with Driscoll. That's my way of thinking about it.
Has the thinking changed when it comes to tackle positions from the time that I played and then when you played? To me, the better tackle is the left tackle because the highest paid tackles are the left tackle, the right tackle. Why over the years hasn't Lane ever been moved to left tackle? Because the guy in San Francisco, Barrett, he makes $27 million a year. I'm not saying that Lane makes like 18. We're not talking about a guy on poverty over here. But the highest paid guys are the left tackle position. Why didn't the Eagles move their best tackle to the premium tackle position? Or is that talk and thought philosophy no longer where it used to be?
I think that when I was thinking the same thing when Jordan Mailata was in the process of becoming the starting left tackle, I thought it'd been much easier moving Lane to the right side and putting him there. But Coach Stoutland saw something in Jordan Mailata that you really shocked me. He said that this guy will be a great left tackle in the league. And I was talking to him like, are you serious? I mean, because he hasn't done it right now. He said, trust me. His size, speed, athleticism, once he gets that mean streak in him, he's going to be okay. Well, I finally saw that mean streak in him the first time I saw him play in Dallas against DeMarcus Lawrence. From that point on, when DeMarcus Lawrence rubbed him the wrong way, he's been a whole different tackle ever since then. So he was comfortable being over there, and they didn't have to change him over because they have a great athlete still at that left tackle position over there with Jordan Mailata. It hasn't changed. The left tackle is still the premium position. But these days, I think it's different on the defensive side of the ball. Now it doesn't matter which side they're coming from these days. They just believe that they can pass rush from. Just like if you look here in Philadelphia, they put their best pass rusher over the right tackle, who's Hassan Reddick. Usually, I would say put him on the backside against the blind side of the quarterback. Well, they put him on the front side over the right tackle, which is kind of crazy to me because I know when I played, Derek Thomas, Mr. White, Pat Swilling, Leslie O'Neal, Chris Dolman. I mean, should I go on about the pass rushers that came off going against the left tackle? So it was a lot different back then. They put their best rushers. That's why you had Lawrence Taylor coming from the left side because that's the blind side of the quarterback, and you can make them. Like one thing for us, like I played against Charles Haley. And Charles Haley wouldn't be close to the quarterback. But at the end of the play, he would come up and tap Rodney Peete or tap, whoever my quarterback is, whether it's, whoever it was, he tapped him on the shoulder. Like, I was almost there. He wasn't even almost there, but he would tap him to say that because he can get in their mind and get in the mindset, hey, I'm almost there. So I'm speeding up your clock. And it wasn't until Rodney Peete told me, hey, man, you got to stop him from doing that because I'm thinking he was there. He did the same thing against, Randall Cunningham. I was like, why is he doing it against Randall Cunningham? Because he wants to speed up their clock. Well, it's different these days. They just, they don't do things like that, but they can rush the passer. Not as good as back in the day, but they're pretty good. But, they don't specialize in just going one side or the other side. They rush from both sides, and which is a lot different from when I played.
Couple last questions here for you. You guys were talking about the 17 team and the 2022 team. Yes, I think there's better talent on this team defensively, but Barrett, I thought that there were more dogs on that team, and I thought there was more anger, and they played with an anger than on this team. It's probably coaching because the coaching, in my opinion, was better on the 17 team because just look what Doug's doing with Trevor Lawrence and the Jags now. They're in first place in their division. He's a great coach. I mean, when I look at that, though, I see it, and I see Jonathan Gannon. I know, and I know you like what he's doing. Still, every time he plays against premium quarterbacks, Dak was 77%. Last year, every time he played against the premium quarterbacks, Barrett, and he coordinated the premium quarterbacks, Derek Carr, who just got sat down, had a 90% completion percentage. Do you think this defense can really, and the coordinator, defend against those elite quarterbacks? Because every time they get into a game against those guys, Jonathan Gannon turns those guys into the Hall of Famers that they are. Even Dak. I mean, Tyler Heineke, David Mills. Go down the list of some of the guys they played. But when you play these elite guys, 77%, 80%, 75% completion percentage. All those guys, man. I mean, am I looking really – and Bear, check this out. They're 12 sacks away from the 85 Bears.
Right.
This team, I mean, so help me out here. Dissect this for me. Are they who they are?
I think they are who they are. You can only play against who you play against, but it just so happens that the NFC, they've only played against one elite quarterback, and I would say that was when they played against Rodgers. Other than that, I don't think Dak was at that time playing as a top 10 quarterback. He played like a top 10 quarterback when he played against us. But, I think Rodgers is the only guy that they really got after that, really made a difference. We'll see, because you're definitely going to have to play against some higher level quarterbacks. Might even be in the playoffs when you might have to go against Brady again, or play against Dak again. This is where Gannon, this is where he's going to make his hay. This is where he's going to make his money, man. This could determine whether he's going to be a head coach or stay a coordinator during this process, man. But you're right, man. He's got to go against the best to be the best, and at this point, he's pretty good. He's very good at playing against inferior quarterbacks. I want to see it too. I'm aiming to see where he is in his progression and calling plays. Like, I thought he still did call a good defense against Dallas. Is just, I think Dak played above and beyond what he did all year. Him scrambling. He never scrambles, but he scrambled in this game, picked up some crucial first downs. That's something he had to adjust to. And they adjust to it in the second half. But, you're right. I mean, I got to see, man. This is where you make your money, man, during this time period, during the playoffs. This is where you strap it on, you play big boy football, man. So, you may be right, man. We'll have to see about that.
Final question for you. If you had to pick a wide receiver to win one ball game, Terrell Owens or A.J. Brown, and I want to give you the numbers of 04. T.O., 127 targets. A.J. Brown, 126. Receptions, T.O., 77. A.J., 80. Yards, 1,200 for T.O. A.J., 1,304. TDs, T.O., 14. A.J., 10. Yards per catch. This shows you just – this is crazy per game, 85.7 for Terrell Owens, 86.9 for A.J. Brown. Pretty much down the line here, who would you take to win one ball game if you had to put a guy out there? And by the way, Brown has a shot to be the first wide receiver in the history of the Eagles to get 100 catches in a year. And the other kid's not that – it's a testament to Jalen. It really is a testament. These are all career numbers, by the way, for AJ. But if you had to pick one of these guys to win a ball game, who would you take?
I have to go with T.O. right now, man. I mean, he, just his final work, is it won him a gold jacket. He's a Hall of Famer. He was that good. He was a difference maker. He was an unstoppable force against whoever he played against. So, I got to go with T.O. right now. And, you look at over a longer period of time, he had established those numbers over a longer period of time. So it's not like, it's just a small sample size. It's an entire career sample size that you're dealing with those numbers. So, I would have to say, I would have to go with T.O. at this moment. Terrell is a freak of nature. He's big, fast, strong, a dog, he was that dude, man. So I'd have to go with him. Now, AJ is if I'd had to pick a receiver this year, even with the Chases and all those guys right now, you'd have to put him up there with the top receivers in the league right now. You have to put him up there.
Barrett, that video you sent me at the beginning of the year, And you went like this, Sills, watch jump balls, man. That guy's going to be killing it on jump balls. And you were dead on with that there, too. So, I mean, when we were talking about Barrett had sent me like a video on the kid there, and he was just Barrett, when you sent me that video of AJ, you said, Sills, watch him on jump footballs, man. That kid's going to be a force. And he is, man. He is a force on them jump footballs.
He's taking his game to another level here too. You could tell that he'd had some bad arms that were throwing at him, man, because Jalen has opened him up as a top end receiver. We knew about him playing, we knew about his ability, his run after the catch, but now we see him at an all-time level as being a guy that can go up there and just debo DBs all day, man. They're scared of him now. They're scared of him now because he's that much of an influencer, in that secondary, man, which has opened up this offense. You pick your poison now. And with Jalen coming back, this won't even be a game, man. This won't even be a game against the Saints. I don't even believe it'll be a game, man. So they're going to wrap it up now and then, rest everybody after that.
Okay, one of the last most important ones. A Roy Rogers or 3 White Castles?
Oh, man, you got to go with the 3 White Castles.
Man. By the way, dude, I love the gear you got, man. I mean, dude, that shirt is I went online. The only reason I didn't order it is because you said you haven't gotten yours yet. So I want to see how long it takes for you to get it before I order it. I was like this. Shit, man. I don't know what D-Gun's talking about, man. He don't know style.
I had to call him today, man. They said it'll be out soon, man. I'm like, come on, man. I've been waiting a month, man. So I can't wait, man.
Hey, Barrett, thank you so much, man. God bless you, man. I love you so much, man. Thank you again, my friend.
Appreciate you, man.
You got it. Barrett Brooks there, giving us some good insight there about Jalen Hurts, too, man, about him playing. Woo-wee. Look, Barrett is such an offensive lineman. You know why? Did you hear him talking about Jalen? Like he was protecting him. Next time you watch Sports Take, and I recommend it, listen how Jalen and how Barrett talks about Jalen. Like he's his quarterback. Any guy I've ever worked with that played in the O-line, that covers a quarterback in that respected city, has the mentality, man, this guy's great. Man, this guy's just getting better. Man, if Jalen plays, it's over. It's because these guys are so vested in the guys that they protect. Okay? I mean, I love it. Okay? You've got to, hey, when you're aching and you're out there and you've got a torn stomach muscle and you're going to try to make it through, look at Lane. So Lane didn't get better from the Chicago game. Lane actually got hurt in the Chicago game. So he gets hurt in the Chicago game, right? He gets hurt in the Chicago game and he tries to gut it out. Because he wants to protect Jalen Hurts. Every time Jalen Hurts gets hit, who's the first guy over there? Jordan Mailata. Jordan Mailata. Mr. Brooks knows the game. I was interested. See, to me, I still would not move Mailata to the right tackle position. I've got to protect Jalen Hurts' blind side. I kind of still, but he's right because the hybrid age, I saw some of you say that, and you're right. They do blitz from numerous angles now, and you guys are right. You're right. You're not wrong. You see guys lining up over the right tackles now. Like before in our era, you never saw that shit. So I agree with you. All right. Week 17 of the NFL. We are going to reset. Bunch of stuff still to hit on in the NFL. Eagles and Saints. How does this change now with Jalen Hurts starting? Barrett thinks he's going to start against New Orleans. I want to hit on that. Hit the like button. Keep it here on the National